going on, everybody? It's Aurora here, coming at you with another video. So, of course, as I came in from riding my bike, I was getting ready to settle down and play some GTA 5 before heading to bed, because it's about 10:53 right now, and I've been waiting like an hour. We got a new archetype, and you know what that means? More information for you and more free views for me. Seriously, I've been like bled drive content, thank you Konami. But this is a new archetype debuting in Power of the Elements. It's called Splight, I guess, according to organization. And it is a thunder theme, I believe, with an Xyz, a Link, and then fires and darks, and they're level 2s, and that's all I could really tell. And I did some really funny translations you can see on my Twitter when I tried to use an image capture thing, so that was really funny. But as far as I'm concerned, from the artwork, they're linked to the Albaz storyline, at least to the Therians, and so I'm really interested to see how they turn out. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and scroll down. A new thunder theme makes its debut. So first off, we have Splight Blue. I hope we get a Splight Cranberry, that'd be great. It's a level 2 Dark Thunder with 1100 attack and 1000 defense. You can only special summon it with the first procedure of this card's name once per turn, and you can only use the second effect once per turn. It says if you control a level or rank 2 monster, you can special it from your hand. Okay, that just seems very free. And if it's special summoned, you can add a Splight monster from your deck to your hand, except Splight Blue. Pretty basic, honestly. Decent stats for level 2. You can poke for some stuff with it. I think it's got the same attack as Fabled Cerberus, which is funny. Being able to search on summons always nice. Free body on board for your Xyz and Link plays. I don't see anything bad about this card, honestly. Next up, we have Splight Jet. It's a level 2 Dark Thunder effect monster with 1300 attack and 700 defense. You can only special it a certain way per turn, and you can only use the second effect once per turn. You control a level or rank 2 monster, you can special it from hand. And if it's special summoned, you can add a Splight spell or trap from deck to hand. Same as the last one, and honestly better stats in terms of attack. This card's pretty good. If they can all special themselves just by controlling a level or rank 2, that seems really good. Next up is Splight Pixies, okay. This is level 2 Dark Thunder, 1400 attack and defense. You can only special it with the first procedure once per turn. You can only use second effect once per turn. You can show level or rank 2, you can special it from hand. And if another of your level or rank or link 2 monsters battles an opponent's monster during damage calculation, you can send it from hand or field to the graveyard. Your battling monster gains attack and defense equal to that opponent's monster's current attack until the end of the turn. So basically, it's an honest. I was gonna say honestly pretty good, but that's just way too obvious. That's way too easy to grab. But yeah, this is just really good. I was told from someone that has like links to it early on that I just got tagged by Crook on Twitter. Aurora is trying to put you out of your misery as soon as organization posted. That's so funny. But yeah, I've been told that it's like a big Unga Boonga OTK deck, which I love, by the way. It's like one of my favorite kind of play styles. I play Dinosaur and Fluffle, like. But yeah, this is just an honest from hand or field, which is really nice, and it's a free body that can get yourself into your Xyz or Link plays. Nothing wrong with that at all. Next, we have Splight Carrot. Splight Carrot. Okay. It's a level 2 Fire Thunder. Like I said, they have 2 fires and they have the 3 darks, which I think is a bit weird. But it is a level 2 Fire Thunder with 1000 attack and 1900 defense. You can only special summon blah blah blah, same like the other ones, and the same special summon condition, except instead of an Xyz, it's a Link monster. Okay. When your opponent activates a spell or trap card or quick effect, you contribute one other level, rank, or link 2 monster, negate the activation, then if you attributed a rank or link 2 monster, destroy that card. That's really good. Also, they most definitely got that wrong. Okay, yeah, they accidentally copied this. This has 1200 attack and 1800 defense, by the way, guys. The 1000 and 1900 is on this. They're probably trying to rush it out. But yeah, that's a really cool negation, honestly. So I'm glad that an Unga Boonga OTK deck actually has, you know, the ability to set up at least some sort of negate. That's really cool. Unfortunately, it is a once per turn, and I don't know what the other things do yet, especially the extra deck things. I think the Xyz monster gets like a bunch of attack and can use the Link monster as material. But overall, a negate on a main deck monster, especially a low-level monster, I mean, shit, maybe you can play this in Melfi, that'd be funny. Ah, got it, okay. So I just refreshed the page because I saw an issue. There's Splight Red and Splight Carrot, and they fixed the stats and stuff. So Splight Red here actually only works on monster effects, and Splight Carrot here works on spells and traps. Okay, that makes a lot more sense because I was so confused because I scrolled down and it was the exact same thing. Alright, so sorry guys, for clarification, this is Splight Red, this is Splight Carrot. I don't think it really matters, but just so you know, there's no confusion or anything like that when you keep watching the video. So yeah, this is a monster negate and destroy, and this is a Speller Trap, negate, and destroy, which I actually kind of like because it's split up. That means you have 2 disruptions instead of just 1. I'm glad people were catching that because that could have been really bad. They were definitely rushing through this. But that's it for their main deck monsters. They have 5 there. On to their Xyz monster. This is Gigantic Splight. But I knew it was called Gigantic Splight because I had a really funny translation from the image. It was super fun. It's up on my Twitter. It's great. But it is a rank 2 Dark Thunder Xyz with 1600 attack and defense. It requires 2 level 2s. And for its Xyz summon, you can treat Link 2 monsters you control as level 2, which, like I said earlier, I figured that's how it worked from the translation. You can only use the second effect of this card's damage once per turn. If this card has a Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, and or Link as material, its original attack is doubled, so it goes up to 32. That's not bad. And during your main phase, you can. Neither player can special summon monsters. I'm sorry that keeps popping up, by the way. It's like been giving me issues on Chrome all day, even though it does nothing. Neither player can special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except level, rank, or link 2 monsters. Also detach material from a monster you control. And if you do, special summon a level 2 monster from your deck. What? That's actually kind of broken? What? That's so stupid. That is such a heavy floodgate. I wonder if that's worded wrong, or like, neither player can special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except level, rank, and link 2 monsters. Not 2, or like not higher. Exactly that. Also detach material from a monster you control. And I just realized that says during your main phase. Okay. I almost panicked there. I swear this was gonna say, I swear it said during the main phase. I was going to scream. That would have been so broken. Yeah, okay. This is a lot more tame. So I guess it's more to lock you, kind of like how Virtual World locks you out of, you know, anything that doesn't have a level or a rank. That makes a lot more sense, and also being able to special from deck, that's really nice. Okay, that's still a really good effect, by the way, especially if your opponent's playing something that can do interactions on your turn. But I really thought this was a floodgate on both players' turns. Yeah, no, that's fine. I like the summoning condition. I like Xyz monsters that can be stacked on top of non-actual material. This is going to keep popping up. Yeah, it reminds me a lot of Machinex, the DDD Xyz. I like the fact that it gets bigger. It can be a really nice wall. And being able to special from deck is just super good. Next up, we're going to go on to the Link monster. This is Splight Elf. It is a Link 2 Fire Thunder with 1400 attack, and of course, it's a Link 2 with a bottom left and bottom right arrow. It requires 2 monsters, including a level, rank, or Link 2 monster. You can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. Cannot be used as Link material. The turn it is Link summon. Your opponent cannot target monsters this card points to with card effects. Pretty good. And during the main phase quick effect, you can target a level 2 monster in your graveyard, special summon it, and if your opponent controls a monster at activation, you can target a rank or Link 2 monster instead. Overall, pretty solid for a Link 2, honestly. The targeting protection is really nice. Its stats aren't the worst. It could have been, you know, like 1,000. And it is a quick effective special, and so depending on what you get here, you know, you can probably get something like Kalantosa, or like I like to call it instead, Shaman. But I think this is pretty decent, actually. I don't think it's as good as the Xyz monster, but it's pretty nice to sit on with it. Plus, you can just summon the Xyz monster back, or you summon it on top of this, so there's really nothing bad about this. That's it for all their monsters, though. Let's go ahead and get onto their back row. I know they have 3 quick play spells for their back row. We have Splight Starter. If this is not a starter card, I'm going to lose it. It is a quick play spell that says you can only activate 1 per turn. You cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn after this card resolves, except level, rank, or link 2 higher monsters. I'm sorry, except level, rank, or link 2 monsters. Also, special summon a Splight from your deck, and if you do, lose life points equal to its original attack. I don't really feel like the life point loss was necessary there, especially because none of their deck involves losing life points. And it's a hard once per turn. I mean, like, how come Rocket gets literal quick launch, and every other deck that can special their stuff from their deck is just, it has a really weird clause on it. I don't know, man. But I mean, you're not gonna be losing more than like, what, 1,400 at most? And that's if you summon Pixies for some reason. So it's not bad at all. I mean, it's a free special from deck, obviously. And it triggers the first 2 to add a Speller Trap or a monster. And so there's nothing really bad about that either. Everything so far in this deck just seems really solid. Not too crazy, but not bad either. As you can see in the background, we have the Therian's Core. I don't know what it's called, but I know it's like their normal spell that's like really important for them. Next, we have Splight Gamma Burst, another quick play spell that you can only use 1 effect per turn and only once that turn. And it says all level, rank, or link 2 monsters you currently on the field gain 1,400 attack and defense until the end of this turn. And during your main phase, you can banish it from your graveyard, then target a level, rank, or link 2 monster you control. It gains 1,400 attack until the end of your opponent's turn. Okay, so you can get your Xyz monster up to 4,600, And you can get the link up to 28. Not bad, not bad. A bit underwhelming depending on how you play the deck, but there's probably going to be people that can find a really good version of like OTKing. Plus, you can always just punch really hard and make Zeus. Though, to be fair, you might be locked out of making Zeus, unfortunately. Darn, they're foolproofing everything. Finally, we have Splight Smashers, which is another quick play that says you can only activate one per turn. Banish a Springens, Therians, or Splight card from your hand or grave to activate one of these effects. Special summon a Springens from your deck, special summon a Therians from your graveyard, or banish a level rank or link 2 monster you control and one card your opponent controls. That is so weird. I mean, I knew the decks would be linked together, but it's so, like, out of place usually seeing cards support, like, multiple archetypes when they're only connected by lore. But honestly, I kinda dig it. You can banish from hand or grave so it'll almost never be dead. It helps Springens players get more consistency by getting stuff out from the deck, even though Springens probably still won't get any sort of help like from this. I think they only have 2 XYZ monsters. They have like Merrymaker and then their rocket thing. Like a special Therians from your grave, which is really nice for getting back your resources that you already used and getting just big bodies on board. All the Therians are pretty large. And then banishing a level rank link or link 2 monster that you control and a card your opponent controls isn't that great on paper because you are losing stuff on field. But keep in mind, this is a non-targeting banish for any card. This is just Shurig with a little bit more steps involved. I don't know how cracked it's going to be in the Splight deck in particular, but for Springens and Therians, this is definitely going to be a very good choice. But with that out of the way, that was the Splight archetype. There was a few pumps here and there with the video overall, but I think this is a really cool archetype. All their support seems really solid. Like I said, none of it seems to be underwhelming in any sort of way, but none of it's like super broken, right? The thing is with the deck, they do have access to Thunder support cards. However, I don't know how many they'd have because they do lock themselves into the level rank and link 2s. But with that in mind, you can go into a lot of different things with levels, ranks, and links too. I know I'm going to keep stuttering when I say that because it's much of a tongue twister as you can believe it is. But I think that even at face value, it's only okay. I think depending on what you mix it with, you can get some really cool stuff. So while we scroll slowly down, I'm going to talk a little bit more about it. Again, you do have access to generic link and rank 2s. You have access to things like Mannequin Cat. You can also access like the Sky Cavalry Centauria and things like that. It does seem to not want you to play Zeus, right? Which is a bit strange because any deck that wants to spam Xyz monsters usually wants to play Zeus, but I guess they kind of want you to stray away from that, like how they wanted Virtual World to like have a soft lock as well, so that you only stuck with the sort of theme that they wanted you to play. And I think that's kind of just what they're doing here, and I can definitely respect that, and you know, it kind of improves creative deck building. However, I just don't really know of too many like archetypes that you could play with it, right? Like maybe you could play some elfy stuff, but it wouldn't really synergize with the thunder parts, you know? So what do I think of this deck overall? I think it's fine. I don't really think it's too spectacular. I think its consistency is really strong. However, what it actually does seems to be quite underwhelming. It's like it wants to be an OTK deck, but it, like the OTK related cards got like halted halfway through production. They have the gain on the Xyz monster and they have the stat boost on the quick play, but that's really about it, you know? And so with that in mind, what would I give this deck out of 10? I'd give it a nice 6.5, roughly. I know that seems a bit harsh because I did say it's consistent. It really is. Like, honestly, on summon, add a monster. On summon, add a back row. Oh, I'm sorry. They also have the pixies as well for the attack gain, so that's definitely on me, but you really don't want to battle monsters usually when you're trying to OTK. But also, you know, special from deck, special from deck, special from graveyard. You know, overall, the deck is super consistent and can probably get, like, bodies on the board really easily considering, you know, all of these special themselves, and you special off of the Link and the Xyz. But the win condition overall is just a bit underwhelming. Like I said, we'll have to see exactly what it gets paired with. I am definitely not the most creative person when it comes to deck building with new stuff at all. But for now, as a standalone archetype, I'm going to give it a 6.5 just because its win condition is just kind of eh. But with that out of the way, that's going to have to do it for the video. Tell me what you think about this new archetype in the comments below. I always love hearing people's feedback, especially because it helps me learn the different things that you can probably play it with. But for now, that's going to do it for the video. If you liked it, please sure to leave a like as well as put this video and the channel into YouTube recommended. And if you liked it and you want to see more content like it, like the rest of my review series for all of these sort of archetypes that come out, I try to cover all of them when I can, then perhaps consider subscribing because we're on our way to 1,500 subscribers by the time I graduate in May. But once again, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. This is Aurora, signing off.